What's up, YouTube? We rolling. I be getting rolling on my tangents. So, two people that are fully committed to their own evolution or evolving in general will never get old to each other. The space can change, the spatial agreement can change, but two people that are committed to evolving will wake up evolved every day, so they will not be the same person every day. So how could it ever get old? You constantly waking up evolved. You have to relearn you basically every day, bring your body to the most aligned place it can be in that day to receive the instructions for that day, to learn yourself and to undo what isn't you. And if somebody else is also doing that, then they're also following the Tao, so that there's no attachment, there's no conditional love. So it's a never-ending relationship. It never gets old. So with that, that's however it functions in your life is what it's supposed to be. Whether it's intense bursts or it's a steady flame. Either way, you'll never get tired of each other if you're committed to evolving. So I always say, never commit to me, commit to evolving, and then if we're supposed to be, I'll meet you there. And that's every day. I wouldn't want to be in a position ever to be in a place where I felt like I evolved, or I'm not honoring something inside of me to where I couldn't leave because of entitlement and attachment. So I wouldn't want to hold anybody back from that same feeling, to walk away at any moment and honor their energy. So that's being true to their evolution. If they do that, then again, if you focus on your path, you set the tone for the rest of life. If you have a pure, simple path and you just honor your energy, you express that, and you bring everything else in accord with that. If somebody's just blunt and honest with you, you have to go from there. Everything from that point is you dealing with yourself. So if you're committed to evolving, then you're committed to letting go of the ideas and the identities of you and the things that define you and the behaviors that you identify with. So if somebody was to let go of things, then if you know that they're committed to evolving, that's just part of that process, and that everybody's just a part of the process. Everybody is pretty much like a chemical in the overall alchemical process. From memory to memory, everybody is pretty much a tool or a chemical that is part of the ingredients of life. And in some dishes, you'll have less of one ingredient than the other. You might have more of another ingredient than the next, but they're all still the same ingredients. It's all the same. You'll never be separate from anybody. No relationship ever ends because you're in a relationship with everything, because you're in a relationship with yourself. So that's again, it's only one. To me, I look at it like it's only one female. It's the feminine in me, and whatever my relationship is with that, it expresses itself outwardly as other people. But ultimately, I know that that's the relationship. And whatever I do to that, if I suppress the feminine in me, then it'll express itself externally in different females. Whatever they're doing, trying to be catalysts to remind me of the things I'm blinding myself to. So, I don't know. It's difficult when you're trying to deal with people that are fragmented, and not because you're better, just because you know what that place is of being fragmented and not being complete. So, when you're dealing with fragments, you're dealing with somebody that you might like for the flesh, somebody that you might like for their mind, somebody that you might like for their emotional understanding. And it's like trying to put a bunch of hoodies on to make a coat. It's like it is what it is. I just feel like if you just do things accordingly, if you do things appropriately when they're supposed to be done, you wear a hoodie when you're supposed to, wear a jacket when you're supposed to, you're naked when you're supposed to be, then there's no confusion. But I feel like whenever you're trying to extend the sensation, whenever you're trying to sustain some temporary sensation, only thing it can cause is pain and lethargy. So you just have to honor the now. That's really about it, man. Emotions can't last. That's what makes them special. So that's really about it, man. That's really all I gotta say. I guess as far as like a life partner, it's just somebody that has the same pace in the process of gradually appreciating smaller and smaller things in life. You know, if somebody has the same pace as you, like, you'll most likely click. You'll most likely, your paths will be so close that your memories will be close. But either way, you know, your path is tailored to you. So if you have someone that is at that same resonance, at that same pace, at that same frequency of unbecoming, undoing, unworking, because I know people, you know, I'm an unworker. I'm not a light worker, not a star system. I'm an unworker. It's about reduction, man. Negation. How much can I negate? What can I get rid of? What don't I need? You know, because the desire is unlimited. You know, the need is fixed. The desire is unlimited, though. You know, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I feel like a lot of it just comes down to the planning. You know, as soon as you try to plan emotions and plan the way you're gonna feel about things, then things aren't they just can't unfold that way. You can't, you know, man plans and the Tao laughs, you know? That's really about it, you know? And I think that's the biggest issue, is that people feel a way and then they want to plan to feel that way forever. And it's just not sustainable. The void is eternal. And then when you feel it, an emotion, then you feel it fully, if you're breathing. See, like, the breathing is everything. The breathing allows you to fully enjoy everything. And that's what shows you where your true temptations are. Because people eating, smoking, and fucking and sleeping and stuff, they're not even fully enjoying it to the fullest capacity, so they're not even really fully being tested. Once you fully clean the body out and then harness the breath, getting high is the best high ever. Getting drunk is the best drunk ever. Sex is the best sex ever. And then you're really challenged. People haven't even really been challenged because they're not even fully reaching the capacity of the body to even, for the temptation to even burn, you know, to even burn like it should. The light isn't even there like it should be. It's so dim, you know, people giving into temporary satisfaction instead of the long-term peace that, you know, that comes with residing in reality, you know, residing at the center of the circle. That's immortality. So 2020 Tantra on Amazon, ROYALT 512 at yahoo.com to contact me. The info's in the description. Taylor Bud 5 on Instagram, Taylor_Bud 5. It's 2 D's in Bud. So, yep, 2020 Tantra on Amazon. That's really about it, man. I think it's just the planning of emotions that causes the issues with people. And you know, because I don't know. I have to focus on the Tao. I have to focus on right now, this breath to breath. And if I honor that, then it forces everything else in life to honor that. When I suppress that, then everything else in life is a suppression. So then it just begins to feel like something external to you is controlling life or your life, because you're ignoring yourself. So life seems to be ignoring you. You know, life is doing things and you don't see the synchronicity in things because of the ignorance. You're not seeing things fully. You're not completing breaths, so you don't have a complete view or vision of life. So you attract other people in that state of being. And you use each other like emotional crutches, and it's just like a gradual decline. And because you're not pulling from a limitless well, you're pulling from pieces or fragments. Like, you know, you're not pulling from full emotions. You're pulling from all these little places, you know, just places that are not complete. You know, if you're dealing with envy, lust, or whatever those things are, those are incomplete. That's all coming from an incomplete state of being. None of that can exist in a state of oneness. You know, the mind is constantly trying to chip away at the integral oneness to render it graspable. And the more you do that, the more misery you feel, because oneness is the true state. Everything else, it brings about the unnatural emotions, and we have the nature of the unnatural. So 2020 Tantra on Amazon. And I see it too. It's just like the same thing like when I was ahead in other things. Like, as far as like whether it be the green or whatever, I was ahead, and I abused it. I was ahead, and I knew that people were gonna catch on, but I abused it. And it's the same thing with this Tantra right now. I can see where it's going. I can see the abundance that it's giving me, but I just know that everything gives and takes, and the table's always turning. I'm always gonna be on the other side of the table. So I just want people to share in the oneness with me. I don't want people to feel anything but that, really, honestly. And so if it's somebody that's incomplete and they've been doing backflips to get into my life, then it would hurt my heart, because I wouldn't want me to be in that position. So again, like, I want for myself what I want for other people, and vice versa. So I feel like that's about it. And like I said, yeah, like I can see that the flocks, as I harness the breath more and more, the flocks it just gets crazy, the amount of people that flock to me. So the more disciplined I stay, the greater the temptation increases. And then the more that you see through this temptation, you pierce that void, the more that the light of temptation sheds light instead of burning you. So yeah, I just feel like we're coming into this place where males will get into the reality of Tantra, or Tantra, that will come in the years coming. That's all happening. The oncoming. So that's all happening right now. And as that happens, like, I'm special right now, but only because of the state of affairs. As things change, it won't be special. And then if everybody masters Tantra, then you will only be with people that you truly feel a way about. It wouldn't be about the physical aspects or any of those things, because everybody is a master. So who do you truly compliment, and vice versa? And I see it coming. I see it happening. I see how things are just becoming less and less in my life, and how I'm working from a different form of exchange of energy. But I feel like it's because I'm ahead in a sense, and because I'm extreme. But we're all going to gradually move into these exchanges of energy, as far as the humility and the human exchange, and how it's going to change from money to actual pure energy exchanges, chakral exchanges, or however you want to look at it, to compensate instead of a money system. Because we'll know that we'll just cut to the source. We don't have to go through the money and the middlemans that are created from that. We can go right to the source and get the energy we need, instead of having to convert it and exchange it. Money is just coming into our life because we're unconsciously breathing, and then we're getting our tools that we need to convert this memory into the next one. So money is coming into our life as this form of energy, is our breath manifested in physical form. So you're getting all these different tools, in a way, all these fragments of your pure own energy coming back to you, instead of you just staying at the center of the circle and not ever needing anything, to where you can show others how to not need anything, and that pleases you the most, because that is the greatest gift, to show people what they don't need, and vice versa. And I feel like that's pretty much what love is. So 2020 Tantra on Amazon.